Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in the Miller Time segment tonight. One of the highlights of the Boulder Fresher show is when Miller tells the live audience that he wants to meet some folks with whom he commiserates because he gives them tax dollars for their welfare payments. Joining us now from Santa Barbara, the sage of Southern California, Miller. All right, now, this is humorous, but there's a serious thing here. Go.
It isn't serious, though, Billy. It's a joke I tell, where I say if we're going to go to 50% of America pays federal income tax and 50% don't, which is, I believe, where we're at now, I'd like to go to a one-on-one sponsorship where I could actually meet the guy once a month at a diner somewhere and slide the check across the table to him. But, you know, it is a joke. I don't really feel people owe me an explanation on why they're on welfare, but I do think they owe the federal government. And I find it heartless on liberals' parts that they lump the truly needy in with the truly seedy. I want to help the helpless. I don't want to help the clueless. Nobody owes me an explanation. Obviously, that's a joke about the federal income tax rates. They can even pay more money out if it's legit,
that's
for
right.
God's sake.
If the people really deserve it.
It's not legit right now. It's not a safety net anymore. It's a butterfly net for hobbyists. It's Pelosi telling people to free themselves up from job block. It's heartbreaking what liberals do to the poor people in this country when they say everybody out there on welfare deserves it. I think there are people who deserve more than they get right now. But guess what? It's being siphoned off by a lot of creeps who don't deserve the time of day.
Now, you also make the illusion in the Boulder Fresher show that you gave money to Sally Struthers, and at least you got something from it when you gave money to that charity.
I used to sponsor a kid in Honduras. And at least he was nice to me. I'd get a letter on Beaver Notepad, and if they put a new latrine in the village, he'd send me a Polaroid. I mean, you know, what's all the anger about? I'm just writing checks over here. Can somebody quit hating me for 5 seconds?
Nobody hates you, Miller. They love you. You're adored in this country. Sarah Palin, getting into the media business. They're going to be successful. She's getting her Sarah Palin channel or something, right?
Well, I like Sarah Palin. I hope she gets Rich's Croesus off this. You know, I view her more like Vince McMahon nowadays. I don't think she's interested in policy. She throws her support behind a Tea Party or here or there. But I think she's going to be like, they'll have a cooking show on that network where she makes impeach cobbler. You know what I mean? It's showbiz at this point. The one thing I'll say about Palin is I envy her enemies. Man, she is good at whatever she's doing to get idiots like Bernie Sanders hating her guts.
I got to get you and Bernie into an encounter. I really have to.
See, that's the problem. I don't want to tease with Bernie. I don't want to meet those creeps. They're running us into the ground.
We got it, Miller. All right, so you're bullish on Sarah Palin's channel, but you're bearish on Bernie Sanders' general existence. That brings us to a new poll that says if the election were reheld between Romney and Obama, Romney would win big.
Well, listen, I believe people tell pollsters whatever they have to get off the phone without looking like a moron or getting on some list right now. You got a stranger call up where you're eating dinner and say, hey, I'm from Pew, and then you tell him you spill your guts to him. Later you find out when he said he was from Pew, he meant he just farted. I don't tell anybody anything on the phone. I go into a secret ballot and I vote. And I think that's the only time anybody tells the truth anymore. They also said in that thing that if Romney ran against Hillary, Hillary would win again. And, you know, I think Hillary would cause this country more problems than Obama. You know why? Because she's actually smart. After 6 years with Obama, I know he's not smart. She's actually smart. She could do some damage.
Do you think that Mrs. Clinton would do the same thing President Obama's doing, carry on those policies that are hurting the country?
No, I think she'd be just like Romney or Bernie Sanders. Of course she would.
She would, all right. I mean, if that's the case, and whoever runs against her is going to have to make the
Billy, we're screwed. The 5 front decks, the waterproof decks, they've all taken on water. It started to tilt. Figure out your exit plan. Stay on Ensign Lighttoller's rear end. He's swimming for the U-boat.
Okay, Miller.